challenge of having an unstructured way of doing fundraising means that anybody can create incident, raise money from it, and then there has to be a follow-up on exactly where that money went. And I say this for how many times have we gone for fundraisings, whether it is to buy an institution or to buy a vehicle for someone or to pay a hospital bill. I come and give my 1,000 shillings or 5,000 shillings. There needs to be a way of ensuring that that money I gave actually went to do what I gave it for. Because a lot of the times we have a lot of faith in that the people who sold us that idea are going to do exactly what they said. But you keep hearing stories at the back end of, no, that money was split out between certain people, it didn't actually go into buying that thing. We have done a lot of fundraising for things that have not gotten complete. So it is quite important as a country to look at how to ensure that what is actually a very noble process of bringing, it's called crowdsourcing, bringing community together to help somebody, that actually delivers what it promises to deliver. There has to be a way of you being able to say, I made 1 million shillings, I spent 100,000 shillings supporting noble causes in my constituency. Now but when you start saying that I can give 1 million shillings and you can't ask me where I got that money from, just because I gave it for a noble cause, then it means I can go and steal and give money, and you're going to say it's okay. So we part of the reason why we have to seriously think about the issue of harambees is we have to make the entire process accountable. Just from the very beginning, the person who gives money has to be accountable from where they got this money from. The person who actually gets the money must be accountable on how they do what they did with that money. There were harambees that were planned for Kangema and Mathioya recently, and they were cancelled because the circles that they were actually going to do harambees for didn't even know about the harambee. So when you talk about vetting a harambee, if we are going to have a harambee for Ngunjiri, can we first vet that there is actually need for a harambee for Ngunjiri? Does Ngunjiri know you are doing a harambee for him? Has he given you the go-ahead to do a harambee for him? Because if we are not careful, part of the reason today a lot of people are suspicious of being called into harambees is because that particular process is being misused. I saw the deputy president went to a harambee somewhere and gave 2 million shillings to 3 million shillings to 25 groups somewhere in Meru. So I asked myself, what was the process of determining those 25 groups? Number one. Number two, how do they even divide that money? You know, when you do the maths, it comes to like 100K, 150,000 shillings. Do they get the money equally? Are they the same size? We must have a way of creating stability for Kenyans who are not running for office. Let me run for office. We are like 1,000 people or 2,000 people who run for office out of 50 million. Tushindane, tumalize hiyo ushindani. 400 people get in office, and the rest of and we continue until the next election. If my candidate doesn't win, I shouldn't feel threatened. I shouldn't feel scared that, I didn't vote for so and so and now he's the president. Like sometimes I ask myself, if things were to go the way they are going and Ruto became president, should I get scared as Ngunjiri because I've been very strongly opposed to the things he's doing? You need a law that means that even if he becomes president, there's nothing he can do to me, because I was exercising my right of not agreeing with him, not supporting him. If I don't support him, then he becomes president. Sintao na shida. We must have a structure that makes sure you as a voter are never scared of the decision you made. Our work is to create laws that work for all of us. So as a country, we must ask ourselves, is the current structure of how we do harambees working for us?